Hey y'all, welcome back. It's Trey, TreyMixes.com, back with another video. Real quick, subscribe, hit the bell, go to my website, TreyMixes.com, and you can get yourself a free mini course on how to mix with saturation with private videos and mixing concepts that I love to implement using saturation to make your mix better than it was before you used saturation. All right, so anyway, user comment wanted a video on reverb. So we're going to do a few videos on reverb. We're going to start super basic. And today we're just going to talk about a little bit of what it is and how to set it up in a simple and quick fashion. Just to get the basics for anyone who wants to know how to use reverb the way that I and a bunch of other pros do it. And this is how we're going to do it. So I've got a violin track here, and I'm just going to turn off all the reverb and listen to it dry. And nothing. That's just dry. And we call dry anything dry that is not affected by a processing plugin or effect or whatever. It's just the clean signal that we got from a recording. And then when we say it's wet, it means we have applied processing to it. So in the case of reverb, it's dry because there's no reverb, and it would be wet if it had reverb. That's the language. And so here, real quick, reverb is the sound you get when you play in a space and you get the sound of the space. So if you're in a club, then a reverb would be the sound echoing off the walls of the club. If you're in a concert hall, the sound reverberating, echoing through the concert hall. And that is the sound that you're about to hear. So I'm going to turn the reverb back on and hit play, and you'll hear the difference. I'll turn it off and on. To see how that tail faded away, that's the reverb, the simulation of this being played in a concert hall, amongst other things. So real quick, we will start from scratch. I will make another audio track and copy this take down to here, turn that one off. And on this track, we will learn to set up a reverb. So I'm going to come right in here, and we want to go to on your channel strip, whether it be over here or in your mixing window, however it is you want to do it, your channel strip for this track, and go to where you have sends. And you could do this way on any DAW. I'm using Logic, and so I'm going to show you with some default Logic stuff, but you can do this in any DAW, however it is you want to set this up. It's real basic. We're going to create a new bus track, aux track. I've already got some set up for the previous one, but we're going to create one so that you can see what it's like to create one. Bus 5. So now we have a new track, aux 5, bus 5, bus 5. So this send goes to this aux track, and we will determine how much of it we want to send. So let me open up a reverb, and we're going to make it a stereo reverb, so it sounds like a bigger space. And we'll take concert hall. All right, and that's how you did it. I opened a default reverb that came, a stock reverb that came with Logic, and opened up concert hall. Now we'll just copy over these settings from this other one. Okay, just put that there so we're using the same settings. I don't have to go recreate it. And you'll see here these are our front end settings. Damping EQ, outgoing EQ. We'll cover all that in another video. I just want to talk about setting it up. Now on a send, you want it to be all wet, no dry. And this little knob right here determines how much of your signal is going to the reverb. This is how I would do this, but there's other ways to do it. We're going to talk about how I did it for that track and how you can do this the same way. Now, we're just going to solo this reverb and listen, and you'll hear nothing because we're not sending anything. Now, as I start to increase how much signal is going to it, and that's the sound of this reverb at the concert hall setting, the way we have it set up, and that's how much you've sent to it. So let's turn the track back on, and then since this is a post-pan send, That means it's after every other bit of processing that you've done to it, it sends to the reverb. So we'll start from scratch. We'll blend it in. And there it is, it's with it. And all you do is turn up how much was going to it, and you can overdo it or underdo it. See, all the way down, all the way up. Blend to taste, so it sounds natural. It doesn't sound like super dry, because you want it to have a sense of space, and that's how you do it. The discussion of what these other types of sends are, we will cover in more detail later, but I will cover pre-fader real quick, and this is all the signal before you adjust the volume on your fader. All right, so in this case, it's already at whatever the gain structure for your signal is. So what I would do with a pre-fader send, which I do this for compression and drums a lot, is I just go ahead and give it the whole unity gain, see, 0, unity gain structure into this channel. You'll see that it's going to come out almost the same. And that's just straight signal straight to the reverb without any other volume automation or settings from your fader. So what you can do with a pre-fader send, what you do here is, since it's already there, now you can just use the fader instead of the send to determine how much is going, like this. So there you go. There's two ways you can do it. Pre-fader, post-fader. And that's definitely how I would set this up. I would use the send, because then however much the gradual volume of your track changes, it will in turn influence how the reverb is reading your track. It tends to be more natural that way. We'll cover automation and some other things in a later video, but I just wanted you guys to see how to set it up, to start using reverb, experimenting with it. If there's a favorite application you have for reverb or a favorite plugin you like, I'm going to try to use free ones and stock ones in Logic as we do this little reverb video series. You know, if you've got some favorites and you know how it is you like to set it up and you've got some cool ideas for how you use reverb, leave it in the comments. If you have any other video ideas or anything you would like to see or learn about, comment. And you'll see from my past videos, I'm really good at making videos based on what you guys want to hear. So subscribe, share if it's useful, and come on back and we will do some more next time.